why the comic sometimes is afraid to put their work out there. But then once I get comfortable, see myself on TikTok, then I start cutting the clips, the comedy clip, and put it on
Right.
social media. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I don't
Well,
know which
everybody, this
dancing.
is Ying Vigilan. We want to welcome her to ChattN Out. She's a comedian, a creator. She started out dancing on TikTok, and she's slowly coming to being a comedian. She's absolutely hilarious. I love your and I don't know, like, is the comedy that I watch, the rules, are they a little bit older? Because I feel like your accent has gotten a little bit like easier to understand since the videos I watched. I'm just wondering, like, do you do an accent, like a heavier accent for like comedy reasons, or is it like you just gotten better over time?
Well, you think I have a heavy accent, so I guess I have to apologize for my
No, no,
uh,
don't apologize. No, and I
y'all.
was,
That's
no, real quick. Our first interview today, I
yeah,
was interviewing a Brazilian Italian guy from London on
yeah.
his toilet, a
Uh-huh.
comedian from London on his toilet. So no, I didn't mean anything bad by that. I love
Yeah,
accents.
yeah.
Like I actually I
Right,
met
right.
I was traveling through Arizona, and the woman that at the desk, when she was talking, had a great accent. I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh my gosh, are you from here? Is that what the accent's like?" Your
Yeah.
accent sounds
Well, I
stupid. I was
was
like,
trying
"Oh,
to tell accent jokes. So yeah, you don't have to apologize or anything. Just say what in
good,
your mind, then I would respond accordingly. Yeah.
good, good." Well, let me press.
I
Let's do
think
our
my
intro real
accent
quick.
is a
We'll go
lot
on
better
ahead.
than those southern people. You're from where? Texas? Where are you from?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Texas,
Keenan?
the great country of Texas. Let me put our logo and intro out there real quick. 1 second. All right, welcome everybody, and again, we're here with Ying
Yeah.
Vigilan. I should stop trying to say her name. I think I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm doing pretty well.
Vigilant.
Vigilant. See, my first name is more difficult than her last name. That's what she, and I believe it.
Yeah.
I get called all kinds of
Yeah.
things with my first name. She is a comedian from Seattle, Washington. Hilarious,
Yeah.
hilarious stuff. She
Thank you.
where was the joke at where you said, I thought there was going to be more shootings, but there's not. I love that. That joke was good.
Okay. Shooting in Seattle, you mean?
I don't know. Like, yeah,
Okay.
I caught it was, I think it was your first, it was the one that first plays on your Facebook. It's the first video, and I couldn't catch it, kept like muting the beginning part of it, and it said, "Oh, I love living here, but I just thought there'd be more shootings." And I thought it was just like, or like, I love visiting here. I thought there'd be more shootings. I haven't seen any shootings yet. And that's I kind of figured that you were on the West Coast somewhere, because I don't know. I just really liked
Yeah.
like your vibe and how you put it out there. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I get we still have millions of people, so maybe the shooting is a way God's way of population control. You never know.
Yeah.
So, some people might be offended, but
Oh well, if they get offended, they
yeah,
get offended. I live in an offensive world, so don't even worry about that.
right.
I
Yeah.
apologize
I
to
mean,
everybody all the time,
okay.
especially if
Yeah.
you're a
So
woman.
we're on streaming now. We're on streaming
Yeah.
now.
Well, we like I said,
Okay.
I'm recording it for later use, but we are streaming on my YouTube. From my cell phone, we're streaming live to like 25 people right now. There's 25 people in the room at least, just watching you and
Okay. Hi.
listening to us
Hi,
talk.
25 people. Yeah.
25 random people.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll check when we get to the end. I'll be like, hey, anybody got any questions for her? And I'll check and see if anybody asks anything. And we'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. Now, how long have you been doing
Yeah.
comedy
Sounds
now?
good. I've been doing it on and off 13 years. Wow, that is a long time. I can't believe it. I'm not touring the country. I'm kind of go here and there, different cities, but when I say on and off, there are a lot like off time can be long. one time like just quit for a year, and then I had a lower back pain,
Mm.
2013. So 2017 I had a surgery. So during that 4 years time, I hardly got on stage. So yeah, because it just I have a hard time to even standing up straight. But I have a
Oh,
joke about that, about my lower back pain and my surgery, So yeah, it just for because I had a day job at the time, so it's kind of I'm single mom. You gotta, cook for kids, so it's kind of hard to go to open mic. Plus, I started out in Spokane, Washington.
oh,
Spokane it yes, Spokane, east side of Washington State, so they don't have a lot of open mics. So they don't have a lot of venue.
right,
Not like Seattle have a lot more opportunity. Yeah.
right, right. But
So
it's hard. You have a busy life, and you're still working a day job
yeah,
and still have kids, obviously, right? Still a single mom, and they all grown up
I'm
and taking
single
care of
mom,
you.
but my kids are all kind of all grown. It's my youngest right now in University of Washington in Seattle. Yeah.
Nice. Well, why aren't they taking care of mama?
Yeah,
Damn it.
he's a senior student now. So that's one of the reasons I moved to Seattle, just to be closer to him. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Is he your,
Yeah.
your
So
your baby boy? Is he your baby boy that you gotta protect and everything?
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Well, it's not
uh,
that I protect him. It's almost like I needed him probably more than he needed me.
uh. I was raised by a single mom, like so. I'm the golden child. I can do no wrong in her eyes. I'm perfect to
Yeah,
her. She will love me forever. No woman is good
exactly.
enough. But so have you done a lot of online stuff, or are you just going face to face, doing all your face to face comedy things?
Well, it's during pandemic, right? They started like the Zoom open mic show. I
Mm,
have done a lot of online shows and also open mics, and
yeah,
actually my comedy really took off during pandemic. At
right.
the time, yeah, I was doing like you could do open mic like 5 a day, 6 a day, because different time zone, So yeah, that
Mhm.
was 2020. Really, my comedy kind of took off, and
Yeah, there's a lot.
also I have started. I
Somebody
have taken
could have
classes
fun.
too.
Oh, really? Yeah,
What
and
is
I've
it?
noticed there's this website Plausible. And they're doing kind of the same thing. They have workshops, and where I live, I can only
Okay,
there's an open mic on Sundays and an open mic on Tuesdays, and it's usually about the same people,
okay,
mostly comics there all the time. So I'm working on my stuff isn't really fun doing it for the same people because I'm still working on my type five, so I don't have a million different jokes that I'm doing at one time. So I like doing the
yeah,
online thing, and I definitely like bringing
possible.
out people like you and trying to show your creativity and what you're bringing to
Hmm.
the table because you were absolutely hilarious. I loved your comedy.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, my
But
plan is I'm shooting my first comedy special next year.
nice,
So
nice. I like that. I
yeah,
did. I loved
yeah.
your joke. You started out not just real quiet. Like people always ask me why Asians are so skinny, and I just have one thing to tell them. We don't need all the sugar. The fucking sugar. I was like,
Right.
oh my god, that is so classically good. And maybe that's why I thought. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why I was thinking like, oh, your accent's a little bit lighter now than it was. Maybe it was that specific joke that I'm thinking of because you were just so on point, yelling, and like you caught my attention like right there. The sugar. That's why you're fat. That was great. That was so great.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
luckily,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that's kind of my holiday joke. Yeah, when I holiday, of course, a lot of cooking and stuff. And so I was talking about I did try to learn how to cook your dessert, so I in China I never have to cook dessert. So I went on YouTube and searching for like master steward, right? She's the queen of cooking and everything. So
mm,
a Western cooking, the only secret is if you can use the measuring cup and the teaspoon, because all the secret is good. Put this, put that. So when she said 2 cup of sugar, I was freaking out. I'm like, what? Are you serious? 2 cups of sugar? Like, I was, because when I cook Chinese food, okay, whole year I don't even use 1 cup of sugar. It sometimes it just like dash or 1
Right.
teaspoon. So that's it. So when she said 2 cup, I was freaking out. So I was like, okay. So my joke was, yeah, because the Facebook clip you saw is only one clip. It's not the
Yeah.
whole joke. So the joke was okay. So I quit middle of a cooking of cake because it's too much sugar. So I said, well, why don't I try cookie? Maybe cookie's better. So I went on the YouTube or same thing and find out cookie is worse
Yeah.
because there's like 1 cup of flour or cookie dough or something, and then might as well to say it's 3 cup of diabetes. Yeah,
I
might
love
as
that.
well
Three
tell you
cups of
that. So
diabetes.
yeah,
Have you
so actually
found?
from that day when I find out how much sugar they put in there, I'm now very conscious about eating cookie. I would like make it half, another half, so I only eat 1/4 of the whole cookie because
Oh
now
my
I know how
God.
much sugar is in it. In the past,
Don't
I did not know.
don't
Yeah,
worry.
I like eat donut, and now I know how much sugar in there. I'm very conscious now. I mean, yeah,
I'll
I
take
I
care of
don't
all the
eat the
sugar
whole
you
thing.
leave behind. Don't worry. I got all the sugar you
Yeah.
don't touch. I will take care of that for you. Don't worry about it. I got your shares of sugar.
Okay.
I have found because I'm an ex chef. I used to be a chef before I retired, and I
Okay.
found that we have Americanized a lot of dishes from other nations. Have you found like what's the worst version of Chinese food that you found in America? Like, like General Tso's chicken isn't a
Yeah.
Chinese dish.
Oh,
Orange chicken isn't a
no, and
Chinese
the
dish.
orange chicken. Well,
Yeah,
those are modified. And
that's as
orange
sweet as your
chicken.
cookies. That's not something you would ever eat.
Right. Yeah.
But
And
so
the
what's the
orange
what's the
chicken,
crazy
the,
thing?
well, the sugar, right? They're kind of a
Yeah,
little sweet. Every dish, the Americanized, like orange chicken, they're kind of sweet. The sauce, yeah.
yeah.
And not in China. I don't think they have similar thing in orange chicken in China. We don't have it. It's American invention. They modify the Chinese dish and make like General Dog. Also, that's American dish. It's
I
not a
know.
Chinese dish.
But you gotta give it to the guy that
And
did the
of
orange
course the
chicken because the guy that did the orange chicken was from China, and he's like, "I'm gonna make this dish that I know these dumb Americans are gonna enjoy. I'm gonna fry some chicken
yeah,
and then cover it in sugary sweet stuff." Because that's not
right.
there's nothing in Asian Chinese cooking that is like that at all.
No, no. We do have a sweet dishes, but it's not as sweet as American
Yeah,
dessert.
I know.
Yeah.
Sweet tea
That's
always
why you
is.
find a lot of yeah, yeah. So but of course the Chinese restaurant in order to survive here, they have to tailor to the American customers, so they have to make it a lot
Yeah.
more sweeter. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that we did this to you. We just gentrified your cooking to terrible fashions. Terrible fashions. Um,
But that's okay when you find some area have a lot more Chinese residents, so there then you can find very authentic Chinese food,
well,
very
okay. I'll tell you.
spicy.
We have. I like I said, I'm an ex chef. I have this Chinese. It's called First China Barbecue that I've been going to since I was a kid. And it's named that I believe for American people, but it is you walk in there, they have Peking ducks hanging in the window, full on head, just hanging up there.
Yeah,
You look sometimes you look in the
yeah,
kitchen, you see a full pig hanging up there. One time my wife looked in there, they were pulling babies out of the dead pig. She was like, "What is going on?" I was like, it's a beautiful thing. Just be quiet and eat this. This is great. Don't even." And I mean, it's the most authentic version of Chinese food you can find in Texas. Like they have a full on like family meal. All the chefs, all the cooks, all the waitresses will just sit down and I'll be like, "Can I get some of whatever y'all are eating? Because it looks so good, so good." But yeah, it scares us. Y'all's cooking and y'all's that stuff scares us, but it's so good. I love it to death.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the chefs supposed to be open-minded, right? You want to
Yeah.
learn from different ethnic group cooking, and then kind of help your. So, what kind of food that you cook as a chef?
Well, my motto was all cook. If you got a recipe for it, I'll cook it. I was big on like home style like spaghetti and meatballs. You know, I did a lot of like
Okay.
personal chef type cooking for people, like going in their homes, a lot of catering type stuff. But I was
Okay.
cooking one time for this group of people, and they asked for enchiladas, and so I made my style of enchiladas, which is Mexican cooking tortillas. You know, chili cheese stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And this Mexican guy sitting there eating, and he says, "This tastes like some white boy enchiladas." I was like, "Well, I'm not Mexican, sir. I don't know how to cook. Cause like this is some recipe I got off of like I don't know how to do it, man. I'm sure you or your mom or anybody else can cook way better than I can at this stuff. Like you just like you said,
Yeah.
Americanized orange chicken. Like this was Americanized Tex-Mex type food. You know, I can't help it. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
But I love
No,
cooking. I
that's
love
okay.
eating. As you can see, I'm not worried about the sugar too much. I'm dressed as Santa Claus and I look like him too. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Yeah. You
I'm
do.
gonna. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything? Or are you strictly on Facebook?
I do have a YouTube channel. It's just a Ying comedy. That's it's
Okay.
very
Okay.
easy to find. Yeah.
I will find it.
So
I'm gonna subscribe to you. I love your comedy style. I
well,
love
thank
the way
you.
you yelled at me about the sugar. I knew it was coming too. I was like just your style, just the way you play it off and do it like it's very cool. And your take, I'd like to hear more. I don't know if it's out there, and I'm hoping to make like when your specials available. Do you have any specials or anything available now or anything to see? Because I feel like your mom comedy
Oh,
would be hilarious.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to because when you record a special, you need to find a theme, right? Find the
Mhm.
theme of the special. So I'm thinking about my theme would be like my tiger mom. So that would be my theme. Like, yeah, tiger mom. So kind of portray that kind of tiger mom character. And then because I have two biological children, I have a girl and a boy, and also I adopted girl from Africa. So that's the,
Oh,
and
you
also
did.
I
That is
have a
cool.
yeah, so I have a three, and also I have a Chinese whole student. So he's from China. He lived with me for almost 4 years during high school. So he now is in Michigan, college. So it's almost feel like I have a four kids,
And no,
but
it should
really
not.
I
It
have
should not
three.
just feel that way. You do have four kids. In real talk, if you need to take care of anybody else, I would love to come get to. You could cook for me. You could. I would be nice. I would be respectful. Like you
Yeah,
don't feel like you have four kids. You did. You adopted a child and you hosted another child for four
yeah,
years. That's awesome. That's
yeah.
like now we have to laugh at anything you say. And that's how you should start your
Yeah,
comedy.
so my comedy different with other comedy that I see. Okay, it's like I have a content because I have a life. I have raised 3.5 kids. The because the whole student was like during his high school years. Yes, I have a lot of story to tell. And
That
then
is.
they all turned out great. I do have a content now, like. The younger comic, they didn't have a life yet. This is this whole bunch of dick joke, the low hanging fruit thing. I have no patience for that. Yeah. So it's like because you do have to think about your audience, right? What they're when they have to sit through 1 hour, what they're walk away with.
Your
So I
tone
give
and
them a good
inflection.
why? Yeah, good the story. Yeah.
You go up and down with it, and just like you went like all they do is tell a whole bunch of dick jokes. Like you kind of like it almost like you were speaking into your chest, saying that. Like I love your inflection, your up and downs, like, and I see that. Like that's why I would love to see whole sets of your comedy because I bet you take people on a little
Yeah.
ride and stuff because it's
Oh yeah.
very funny
Always
stuff.
a roller coaster. Yeah, because my life itself is kind of like roller coaster, right? So
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're not planning on adopting any more babies, right? Are you done with adoption? Are you done with
I'm done. I'm
hosting
done. I
kids?
don't
No
want to
more
tie it
kids.
up
No more
with.
hosting kids.
No, no more.
Yeah.
I moved to Seattle, so I'm renting. So now like I'm totally
So wait.
downgraded. I feel like
Did all four kids live
what?
under one roof at one time at some point?
My oldest daughter, she kind of graduated from high school, so she went out. Because my oldest, it's 9 years older than my son. So the adopted one is in the middle, and the host student also in the middle. So three kids
Oh,
one time living under one roof. Yeah,
that's a story. We
in
might need
Spokane.
to let's collaborate on writing a show. I don't have to steal this idea from you, but it's a brilliant. If you don't do something with it
Yeah.
in like the next couple of years, if I don't see something about it on TV, I'm like, all right, I'm writing the Asian lady story right now. It's going down.
Yeah, I yeah, that's interesting because I thought about writing it to a show. It's because Tiger Mom, it's time to give a Tiger Mom a voice. You know Tiger Mom, right?
Yeah.
This words was a this yeah. So it's like a stereotype of Tiger Mom is they're tough on the kids, right? It's almost like negative. But when the kids turn out great, why not give credit to Tiger Mom? You know what I'm
Negativity
saying?
is
Yeah.
good. Sometimes being negative and being hard on your kids, like, is like I do a lot of YouTube live stuff where I like go vertical and like once or twice my son like has popped into my lives, and like one time he said like shit on a
Uh-huh.
live, and I was like, no, you can't say that. And somebody on there was like, well, if you could say it, why can't he say it? I was like, because I'm a fucking adult, sir. He is a child. When I was raised, there was things that I could say there are things my mom could say that if I said, she would put me through that wall. What are you talking about, my man?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
that's just how
Yeah.
it is. Like, you can't. That's just how it is. Like, you
Yeah.
got to. And I don't mean like she put me through the wall, like abuse me, but she would like with her words. Like my mom was. She never like hit me, but there was always like that threat of like, I will. Don't touch me, boy. I swear. That's how I think that's how you have to raise
Yeah.
something. What does it say? Like what steel like sharpens steel or something, like you're not going to get a
Hmm.
successful kid like being able to take care of themselves without you. Like you can't expect them to, like you said, you're like, I feel I'm here for for my security because he's doing all right and I just want to be around him. Like you said, your daughter's already growing up, stuff like
Yeah.
like that boy's the youngest I
Yeah.
have. I just want to be near him and hold him. But no, I mean,
Yeah. And
you should,
and
you
my
should write
son
that. That could
also.
be a story.
Right. And also, my son also sometime, not all the time, sometime came to my show in Seattle, and he would bring some of his friends from college. Yeah. So it's like
Nice.
it's not easy to make young people laugh because they're totally different vibe and different interests. So if you can make young people laugh, that's pretty
And
amazing, you know?
it's
Yeah.
very amazing. Depending on what you're talking about, it's pretty amazing that your son will even show up. Because me, if my mom was talking up there
Yeah.
telling real stuff, and there might be even be a glimmer of her, like a real mom there, I would be like, I can't
Yeah.
do it, mommy. I'm so sorry. I love you. I support you, but I don't want to hear any of your real life stories going on. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's really cool. I like that. But no, you should. And
Er,
when the way streaming and everybody buys shows, you should write that. You should and claim it right now, so it's on record. She's writing the
yeah.
Tiger Mom show. If you do it, you're stealing her
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. Well, it
Although
didn't
I might
start it
start
out
putting out.
that way, but
I
what
might
I'm
start putting
saying is
out a
when I
Tiger Mom
started
joke.
out, yeah. Well, like
That's
I said, when
hilarious.
I started out, kids were not supportive. I was telling joke about when I started, uh, my son would say something like, "Hey, mom, when my friends come over, don't tell them. You go to some bars telling some stupid jokes. So embarrassing, Kids were embarrassed that your mom go to bars and at night and tell jokes, but now things have turned around. Okay, Like I
Yeah.
was talking about when I did my first highliner show, or second in Spokane. So my son came out to support, and he brought up his friends at the time in high school. They graduate. So after the show, my mom, my son would ask me, says, "What's going on? You didn't mention me uh, in the whole show." So I said, "Well, because your friends here, I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends." So my son was like, "You have no joke about me. You don't love me anymore." So now they got it that when you make a fun of them, that means you love them. So things
Right.
have turned around. Yeah, it was so funny. I thought it was funny.
I used to always ask my daughter because I'd be like, "What's it like having like an extremely handsome father?" Like, because I just don't know. My father wasn't around, and my mom, if you talk about like, what is it bad for you having a father that looks this handsome? Like, I feel bad for you. I apologize. Like, I try to stay away just to mess with her. She's like, "Shut up, dad. Nobody thinks that you like that, dad. No, shut up, dad. Shut up, dad." Let's just mess with her because
Yeah.
I like to. Unfortunately, before I like started telling jokes and like doing this podcast stuff, she was my only audience. Unfortunately, so she got the brunt of it. She got the brunt of it.
Okay.
All right. Well, this was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I hope you had a good time. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us. I'd like to do this again sometime. Maybe we could do
Yeah.
it as you get closer to
Okay.
your comedy show getting done. And I do every
Yeah.
couple months.
So
I do online
next year
comedy
around
shows.
May. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
every couple of months, I do online comedy shows for the comedians that I've interviewed. It's on Plausible,
Okay.
but whenever I get it all set up and you were getting close to your time, I'd love to invite you out and have you come out and do your comedy, tell more of your Tiger Mom
Yeah.
stories.
Sounds good. I would love to do that. Yeah. I love to do that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
So
coming through and
yeah. Thank you.
putting up with all my hassle and everything. This was really a good time, and I hope everybody
Yeah.
go to the links in the description. I'm gonna link her up over there. You're gonna check out her YouTube.
Yeah.
You're gonna check out her Instagram. You're gonna laugh your butt off. And coming soon, a new special, Tiger Mom, the Beast Incarnate. I'm gonna let you take that. I'm gonna let you have that. Tiger Mom, the Beast is after you. The Beast Unleashed or something. I don't know. You could figure something out with that. But again, thank you so much.
Right.
Ving Ying,
Yeah.
say
Thank you,
your name
Keenan, for
properly.
the
I don't want to mess it
opportunity.
up. What was your name again?
Yeah.
What's the name properly so I don't mess it up?
Ying Ying Vigilan. Ying Vigilan.
Vigilan. Look it up. It's going to be
Yes.
linked up down in the description. Check out her comedy. She is very, very funny. Don't forget to keep it
Thank
chatting
you.
out,
Thank you,
guys.
Keenan. Yeah.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
And
Thank
also,
you.
please send me the link of this interview. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah. Hold
send
on
me
one
the
second. Hold
link.
on. Let me in the